When these walls were first built in 1895, they were a vision of progress, a sanctuary for the mentally ill, designed to heal minds with light, air and order. But as time passed, Hartwood became something else, a place of isolation, of control, and for many, a final home. At its peak, Hartwood held over 2,500 patients, soldiers shattered by war, women hysterical, even children, some as young as 10, abandoned by a world that didn't understand them. Diagnoses ranged from depression to madness, from trauma to epilepsy, and sometimes no illness at all. The asylum was its own world, with farms, bakeries, workshops, even football pitches, and in 1931 the nurses' home was built, a refuge for those who cared for the forgotten. Laughter, exhaustion and silence filled its rooms for decades. But time has claimed Hartwood. Fire, vandalism and neglect has turned this proud institute into a shallow shell. Locals still whisper of footsteps in empty corridors and lights flickering in windows long abandoned. Today I'll walk these ruins myself to see what remains of Hartwood and to find out if anything still lingers among the echoes of the forgotten. Hello you lovely people and welcome back to a new video. I am currently in wee bonny Scotland. I am currently at Hartwood Abandoned Mental Asylum in Scotland. This building here is the nurses' quarters. So this is where the nurses that worked on site lived. Later on it did become like a training site as well. What a building though. It is huge. And then you just see in the distance there, them two towers. That is part of the actual asylum, of what's left of it. And I believe this is the most substantial building left on site. Everything else has been knocked down. This site had its own train that came here with supplies and bring patients. But yeah, there's a gap in the fence there, and I see just there, there's a hole. So it's actually mad how many windows there are. You just expect to see someone stood there looking at you. Oh. Yeah, this site was self-sufficient, had its own farm here where the patients were able to work, as that was seen as their treatment. I think there was a bakery, laundry, and then I think there was football pitches, tennis courts, and I can't remember, I might be wrong, but I think there might have even been a pool, just a pond maybe. But as with a lot of these buildings, they have suffered from a lot of vandalism and fires. But let's go inside. Nice big radiator. Then we're into the main corridor. Floors collapsed there. There's See a nice big banquet room. Toilet. And there's the stairs up. And as you can see, all panelled. And this would have been the grand entrance. See a lot of fire damage. You have to watch where you're standing. There's another toilet. They look pretty substantial. Imagine there was a nice see the original tiles, but I bet there was stained glass there as well. I would have guessed that living quarters wouldn't be on the ground floor. So looking at the tiles, oh, toilet. Got parquet flooring. And no doubt, there's a bedroom. Staff were very lucky with the views. Don't think this would have been, this might have been an office with the fuse board being there. I think what we'll do is we'll go up. And then out into the courtyard. Oh. Here's an attic. But as you can see, that roof has well and truly come in. Another toilet. The parquet floorings come up here. Fuse board there as well. Like I say, this did become classroom, so it might explain the whiteboard there. There, oh, there's showers. There's the showers. The storage there, looking out. And then this looks more like a room, doesn't it? Wardrobes, sink in the corner. You'd have had your bed there, probably a light there. In its peak, this place had over 2,500 patients. Like you say, I'll get into a bit of that. Low carbon steel. Pipes, got the sash windows. I mean, the ropes are still on the mental. Absolutely, well, I shouldn't really say that word, but there's your wardrobe. You're getting a lot of natural light coming in the higher up we've gone. But they're all That's looking out into the courtyard. So you can see they've took out the bottom row. And this, I think this building was later to have been built compared to the other part of the hospital. And you've got your storerooms. Safe to say the drain is blocked here. So there'll be a drain somewhere there. That's blocked up. We just see the two towers over there. Yeah, pretty much so every room's the same. Nature has definitely took this room back. And then we've got another set of stairs. Obviously, you've got houses. Looking down. I think we're right at the top now. Just down there's the balcony. I wonder if that was some sort of kitchen, servery or something, maybe. And this room still has the wallpaper in. I'm sure when I was a kid, my mum and dad had that wallpaper in the bedroom, or even the living room. Then you've got all the fantastic peel paint peel. Very dark. Going to be quiet because obviously noise does travel, and there's just a housing estate over there. See the parquet flooring again. Back in the day this would have been worth a fortune. Another room where nature's taking its back. Look at that bifolding doors. I'm no expert on wood, that could be mahogany, but looks like all that floorboard there's been cut out. And then you look at the paint peel on the ceiling. Awesome. drips of rain makes me think it's people walking. Been a fire there. As you can see, another massive room. Right, I'm going to knock this camera off and I'll bring it when I get back outside. Waters now, we're heading towards the main asylum. I'm led to believe this was used when they were filming Gotham, I think, the TV series. Absolutely beautiful, striking architecture there. So we'll go and have a little look. They're doing a bit of work over yonder. This part, it's sealed up better than a seal's arse. It's watertight. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any gaps in the fence to get in, which is a shame. But this is the main part left of the hospital. Obviously it's been hit substantially by fires. There was a massive one, I think, only a couple of years ago. But what a beauty. Definitely built in the Gothic style from the 1800s, late 1800s. Imagine seeing them when you arrived. Obviously, I'll stick a picture up of what this place looked like when it was built. Like I say, I used to have the farm for patients to work on. And then when I was looking into it, you could be put here from when you were 10 up to 100. Guys, I've just found a gap in the fence. Should we go in and explore? Well, it would be rude not to. It's like the new. So they put an even bigger gap in for a big northerner, but still get stuck. Didn't even get stuck. So yeah, let's have a little explore. Bit of a bridge there. Bit of a girder there. Right, we've made it inside. Some big valves. As you can see, it's painted over the original tiles like that. Stunning. Lovely workmanship in the banisters. Monster. Then you've got some nice ironwork. Under all this, there will be steps. There's the tiles. and then through this gap, then we can have a look about what's left here. Bring it back when I'm through. So we've got the remains of the ductwork there. I think is that. I'm not quite sure what that is, but you can see all the steel work. No ceiling. Just here a digger. There's remaining of the ductwork. So there's a good chance that he had a big kitchen in here. You got the big windows, well, frames. And I thought these were bricked up. There's only a little gap there, unless it's bricked up further up, but we will go and check it out. Some more there. Absolute travesty that they painted over them. They're nice. But yeah, let's go up the tower. Up the spiral staircase. That's looking down to where we've just been. Up to another floor. Certainly don't want to fall down there. Oh yeah, fucker. Then we're up to here. And then them staircase takes you up to the top. Turn that off now. Yeah, the last video I seen, anyone coming up here. It's tidied up. But I don't know if I've got the guts to go any further. You've come all this way. Because I don't think I'm going to chance it. There's no support there. There's no support there. It's not worth the risk. Definitely not worth the risk. Do apologise if you wanted to see me get up there. So the plan will be now, it's going to be find somewhere to camp. Originally I thought I'd sleep up top, but that ain't going to happen. That's a structural beam there. That to me doesn't look like it's connected. Pulleys and all sorts there. And then just over there, that's the clock tower. So that means this part is the weather vane. I think I'm going to have a sit down for 5 minutes. I'm in the tower. See what we can see. south, west, east and north. Let's keep going. Cracking views out. We're going to the top, just like Blackpool Tower. We're going to the top. We're at the top, baby. Look at them views. Just someone walking the dog on the path. I don't particularly want to give my location away, so we'll head towards the door. But we've made it to the top. And I said, digger. Just over there. Never seen. There's a dog walk behind that tower. See him come down that road there. He's disappeared behind there. With a couple of dogs. From its opening in 1895, Hartwood Hospital was set up to house the so-called pauper lunatics, people without means and judged mentally ill under the laws of the day. Over the decades, the admissions changed. Children and the elderly, people with epilepsy, dementia and intellectual disability patients labelled hysteric. But by the 1990s, some arrivals came via addiction services, acute referral wards. Many were institutionalised not just by illness but by society in the inability to care for them elsewhere. And I did read earlier, a young lad got told he was going to do just less than a year here and end up doing 8 years. Oh. But you could have been put here if you were homeless or didn't have the means to look after yourselves. Single mothers could have been put here as well, and obviously you would have had soldiers from World War I, World War II, suffering from shell shock, would have been stationed here as well. I did read about Ward 7, and that was meant to be the punishment ward. Like, you read into it and some people were restrained in their cell, ward, room, and then they would be restrained until they died. Now, I don't know if it's the way I'm reading it, they're restrained and they still got food and whatever, but then that's it, they just stayed in there. So a lot of this was definitely a line between treatment and punishment, I believe. Yeah, it's a very sobering place. Like you say, it's just a shame about all the damage. It's had a couple of fires over the years, and more of the buildings have gone. So it won't surprise me if these will come down shortly. Still haven't decided where I'm kipping tonight. That there used to block that door, because the last video I seen, you had to climb up and it ended about there. You were sort of climbing, so someone's ripped that door off. So yeah, there wasn't a pool on site. There was a couple of football pitches, and they would have interward matches. There was a small bakery. No, there was a bakery and a small farm. And like I say, the patients worked in the bakeries, the laundry, and on the farm. So that was part of their treatment. Also on site, there is a pauper cemetery with over 1,200 patients buried there. Not quite sure where it is, and I believe there's just a plaque. There's no individual graves, there's just one plaque. And if I can find a picture, I'll put it up here. But yeah, people lived and died here. It's yeah. Such a shame. Terminology's changed now as well. So this used to be a lunatic mental asylum. Obviously, having early 90s, these places started to shut down. I think this one finally shut down in 1998, and it was more of the Care in the Community Act, which helped shut these places down. And what a view out this window. If you go, not quite sure, you can see a staircase in there, and then there, staircase. Again, all the floors have gone, and you have trees growing. So that's me, as Robson and Jerome would say, up on the roof. Just got my mushroom soup cooking. Warm my soup up. Got my OEX mat. Got my army bivvy bag in. There's my two season army sleeping bag. And I have got a sleeping bag line if I need it. Got my poncho if it does. It's not forecast to rain. Winds up to about 17 mile an hour. So yeah. Going to enjoy my soup. Let's be a bit quiet because there's a digger over there. Oh, soup time. Very quick, simple meal. A nice tin of mushroom soup. Oh yes. Oh, back. Nice. So the chances are I'm not going to do much more filming tonight. I might try and get a couple of night pictures. And I'm not going to get a time lapse. It's all overcast. So I'm going to enjoy this soup. And then I'm just going to chill. I wish I'd brought a book now actually. I've not heard the digger for a couple of minutes now. But I'll show you what's down here. And that's what's left. See the terracotta tiles there. Looks like possibly a fireplace there. I wonder if that was like a washroom, maybe. Like I say, I'll put a picture of what this place looked like before it got knocked down. and then I'll see if I can get a map and try and show you what was what. Like I say, I don't think you'd have had patients up here. Hardly doubt that. So it makes you wonder what this part of the hospital was for. But I think all the land in front there, that was the farm land that was worked by the patients. These are a little outbuilding just there. Not quite sure what that is. And that's the nurses' quarters. So they were pretty close, really. I suppose they had to be. I wonder if they were on call, if there was a siren going off. If they'd all make their way. But yeah, I've enjoyed my tea. I've had a Whisper Gold as well. So I'm just washing my pot. Oh yeah, I don't know if I've been rumbled. There's two blokes down there, one in a big his jacket, and there's a drone flying over me now. I don't know if they're just out flying the drone or if they are security. Literally, they're just down there. But the drone's right above me, so I think I have been rumbled. Definitely know I'm here. But if it was security, surely they'd be shouting at me to come down. See? Just see them there. Looking me down. I will fart in their general direction. Their mother smells like elderflower. If you know, you know. But yeah. Drone's not been over in the last couple of minutes. So hopefully they're just out flying the drone. You see, this place is renowned for urbexes, urban explorers. Getting the drone up, so good on them. Right. As you can hear, it's raining. It is just after midnight. The forecast was no rain, but we live and learn. So I've had to get up and gaff up a bit of a shelter with my poncho, pegging it out with a bag of food and my water. That's wet there. Yeah, it didn't feel right to just be laying there in my... I mean, the bivvy bag is waterproof, but it just didn't feel right, so I thought... It was only drizzling at first, so I just put the poncho over me. As it was getting a little bit heavier, I thought, gotta bite the bullet, get out, set up a shelter. Oh yeah. Oh well, nice and dry in the bivvy bag. The pillar's dry, that's all that matters. I'll catch us in the morning. So it's 4 in the morning, my sleeping bag's wet, my pillar's wet, my bag's wet. Surprisingly, I'm not wet. This makeshift shelter's crap. The water's coming in where the hood is on the poncho, so that's running down. And then because the pin-out points aren't that good, if you fall asleep, let go of that. That's how my pillar and sleeping bag got wet. But I think we've got a break in the weather now, literally. So I'm tempted to just get packed up, get the train at 6. Back to Edinburgh. And that's my plan. That's me all packed up, rubbish in the side of my bag. It's just gone 5 o'clock. I'm going to make my way out to the train station. I want to thank you very much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps the channel grow. And I'll catch you on the next one.